Good morning. I'm Professor Didier Pittet. I'm Professor of Medicine and Clinical Epidemiology at the University of Geneva Hospitals and Faculty of Medicine in Geneva, Switzerland. I'm also the Director of the WHO Collaborating Center for Patient Safety. Today I have the pleasure to present to you a study that we are publishing in the March issue of the Mayo Clinic Proceedings. In the study, we assess the contamination of stethoscopes and physician hands in a very simple single examination, clinical examination of patients. We actually assess the density of bacterial contamination of different parts of the stethoscopes and of the hands, the dominant hands of physicians while they were actually performing a single clinical examinations. The sampling was very simple. We actually sampled 4 parts of the hands of physicians. The 2 eminences, tenar and hypotenar, the dorsum of the hands, the fingertips, together with actually 2 parts of the stethoscopes, the tube that you are using when you are handling the stethoscope and the membrane of the stethoscope that you are applying on the patient's chest, as you all know. Well, speaking of specimen collections, we use culture medium by Rodak plate culture. We use both non-selective and selective culture media, as you may understand. Selective culture media were agar, chromogenic agar, used for MRSA detection. Speaking of the results, we actually examined 83 patients. They were recruited in internal medicine wards as well as in orthopedic wards. We performed a total of almost 500 quantitative culture techniques on hands or on stethoscopes. Well, because an image is worth 1,000 words, let me now show you 3 actual cases in pictures. On the first row, you see actually case number 1, fingertips colonization, tenar and hypotenar colonization, as well as stethoscope, diaphragm and tube colonization. There was almost no contamination except fingertips. Case number 2, you see here a density of colonization on fingertips that is much higher. That is actually higher than the colonization of the tenar and hypotenar eminences, and that are correlated with a modest but still very significant colonization of the diaphragm of the stethoscope as well as the tube of the stethoscope. Here then see case number 3. On case number 3, it's very remarkable. You see a very high density of fingertips colonization together with a high density of tenar and hypotenar colonization, and of course a very high density of membrane or diaphragm stethoscope colonization together with a high density of tube colonization. Let me show you now the key results of the study. On this slide you see colonization of the hands in orange and colonization of the stethoscope in blue. As you can see, the density of colonization on the fingertips is very, very high, much higher than the colonization of the tenar and hypotenar eminence and of the dorsum of the hands. In blue, you can see that the colonization of the stethoscope membrane is much higher than the colonization of all parts of the hands in orange except the colonization of the fingertips. And as you can see also, the colonization of the stethoscope tube is quite important, quite similar to the colonization of the eminence of the hands, whether tenar or hypotenar. Very important results, as you may understand. On the next slides, I am showing you the association between diaphragm colonization and fingertip colonization. As you can very well see on this slide, the more the colonization of the hands, and in particular of the fingertips of the hands, the more the colonization of the diaphragm of the stethoscope. A close correlation between the two. The same way we demonstrated colonization of global counts, we actually could demonstrate colonization with MRSA. The more the fingertips colonized with MRSA, the more the membrane of the stethoscope and the tube of the stethoscope colonized with MRSA. And again, the level and the degree of contamination with MRSA was much higher in the fingertips than on the rest of the hands, similar to the colonization of the stethoscopes. In conclusion, stethoscope contamination is A, not negligible, and B, closely related to levels of contamination of the physician's dominant hand, and this is true both for MRSA and for global counts. It is not negligible because the stethoscope diaphragm is more contaminated than any parts of the physician's hands, with the exception of the physician's fingertips. Findings in these studies are clinically relevant, and I would say very clinically relevant. Those results suggest the need for the routine cleansing of the stethoscope after each clinical use. I repeat, the need for the routine cleansing of the stethoscope after each clinical use. And this is of concern, of course, for every staff, for physicians, and for patients. Now, what are the next steps for research? Well, actually, there are two very key questions that we should ask. The first is how to assess the real risk for cross-transmission, knowing that the fingertips are the main part of the hands that are responsible for cross-transmission of bacteria in hospitals, and what are the risks for infections, and nosocomial infections in particular. That would be the first study question. The second study question would be, what are the best way to clean those stethoscopes, and ways that will not damage the stethoscope. And that's important, as you may understand. If I showed you actually my old stethoscope, a stethoscope that I used for more than 30 years and that I used to actually cleanse, you can see that the stethoscope has been highly damaged. So we need to find a way to clean those stethoscopes without damaging them. Well, as a final conclusion, I would like to thank you for your attention and would really recommend all of you to read our paper. Thank you very much.
We hope you found this presentation from the content of Mayo Clinic Proceedings valuable. Our journal's mission is to promote the best interests of patients by advancing the knowledge and professionalism of the physician community. If you are interested in more information about us, our homepage is www.mayoclinicproceedings.org. There you will find access information for our social media content, such as additional videos on our YouTube channel or journal updates on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter. More information about healthcare at Mayo Clinic is available at www.mayoclinic.com. This video content is copyrighted by Mayo Foundation for Medical Education and Research.